Is your child acting overly silly or out of control at school, showing difficulty with transitions and social interactions with peers? Let's talk about what you can do for your child and make your life a bit easier. I'm Lisa, mom of former micropreemie, who is now 6 years old. He had many developmental delays in infancy and toddler years, and when the time came and he started kindergarten last year, I realized how many things he still needed to work on. First month of kindergarten, I barely slept. His teacher and behavioral specialist from school called me almost every day and gave me some shocking updates on my child. Back in time, I could describe him as a cute little monster who is really cute and talks a lot and smiles, especially to adults surrounding him, but at the same time, he doesn't follow rules, stands on desks screaming, inappropriately chasing some of the classmates, biting their clothes and scratching his aftercare teacher when upset. I was contacted after a week by a principal and asked to come to a formal meeting. All those were completely new behaviors. The transition from private preschool setting to a public kindergarten was harsh on him. Less attention, more kids in a classroom, a huge building, many new rules, no nap time, and that one pretty important. All these changes were way too much for my son's immature nervous system and some sensory processing challenges due to prematurity. As giving up was not an option, I started researching, seeking help and implementing new strategies. And I will gladly share what worked for my son and what I learned. So first, you need to accept the fact that your child needs help, as well as supportive environment at school. Accepting is a big step towards success as you start to look at your child differently, as you understand he doesn't do this on purpose. He's just a kid who needs tools to succeed. Second thing is considering changes to a child's routine outside of school that you can control. A predictable, structured routine is one significant environmental factor that can support self-regulation. Things like sleep. Your child needs long quality night sleep, something around 10 hours will be great. I would put my son by 8:30 at night and wake him up around 6:30. Think what makes your kid want to go to sleep. Extra snuggles with you, bedtime story, playtime. Other things that are in your control include food that the child gets at home and extracurricular activities and free time. Food is kind of straightforward. Try to limit sugar and make it as nutritious as possible. But free time, I want to discuss more. I'm a big believer that nature heals, and I witnessed so many times when my son was having a tantrum, getting him outside for a walk to a playground, riding a bike will tremendously help him to really calm down. Also consider some physical activity on daily basis that will work on proprioceptive and vestibular systems. Things like jumping, pushing, pulling, something against resistance, swinging, rocking, riding a bike, swimming, martial art exercises. Proprioceptive and vestibular systems, they are very important sensory systems that are related to body awareness, our position in space and balance. This is one of the main components of regulating the body and mind, so a child can efficiently function at school setting. Next, visual schedule and reward charts can be a great idea to implement on a daily basis for kids who need to know predictable activities that occur throughout the day. My son loves to know what comes next and what he's going to do in next 2 hours and tomorrow morning. It gives security for kids. However, we all know that things do not always go as planned, and sometimes we need to be there for our little ones to explain what happened if something got cancelled or postponed, to support them, give them time to process emotions, and by modeling, show them what is a good way to keep going on a positive note. Also, remember to provide kids with choices and ownership of certain elements of the day to promote sense of control, to choose rice or pasta for dinner, to go to playground or to play domino at home. If they see that they have impact on their environment, there is a good chance they will see the effects of their choices, behavior and actions. The next tip is easy, but not so easy one. Co-regulation. Every child needs positive interactions with caregivers and other adults in child's life. It is hard to stay stable, not to scream at your child, and calmly guide and teach him to cope with difficulties when child is acting out and nothing seems to work. So yes, take one day at a time, deep breaths, and remember the phrase connection before correction. We need to try to truly connect with the child and understand what bothers him or her at this moment, to listen and to give advice, support, hug, and then maybe to redirect your child's attention to something else, another activity, another idea. Co-regulation is about trusting each other, modeling of self-regulation skills. So you, as a caregiver, need to do some work too, and of course creating safe and stable environment for your little one. Another advice would be to talk to school staff, child's teacher and different specialists that surround your child at school. Ask them to provide with daily detailed report about child's day and behavior, what kind of difficulties they noticed, how they help your child and what they suggest. Of course, it depends on the school and resources it has, but they are interested in resolving problems as fast as possible and they are on your side. So don't be scared to share some details about your child with them. Provide any diagnosis child might have or is suspected to have one, or maybe some emotional or physical trauma child went through. Usually public schools offer free evaluations and create individualized learning plans and educational programs that will increase performance at school. My son is in great public school and they helped me to create an IEP for him and it worked. He showed tremendous results during the year. He got help with writing skills and communication skills. They work with him on resolving different problems on his own and stay calm and positive during the day.
I'm fun, I'm brave, I can do that.
It is so important to work on self-regulation skills right now, because if child is dysregulated, screaming, touching others without permissions, that can create a problem with friendships. And school is not only about academic performance. It's also about community, friends, problem solving and life skills. And we all know that bullying problem, especially in middle and high schools, is a serious issue. So we need to work on child's communication skills and self-regulation in elementary school as much as possible. 20 kids in a classroom feels overwhelming for a kid who doesn't know how to join the group of kids who are already playing, how to react appropriately if another kid does something he might not like. That's why I would suggest to start initiating playdates with child's classmates. Even one kid is enough to start. Just a good interaction one-on-one. I will talk more on guided playdates in one of my next videos. Next one is language. It's a key factor in kids' ability to self-regulate. Kids need to develop expressive and receptive language in order to be able to use these skills to talk themselves through challenging tasks and situations. So if your child is bilingual or has a speech delay from any reason, maybe consider taking him or her to a speech therapist to improve confidence. Here I also may suggest occupational therapy, as in school, cutting, writing, all kind of fine motor skills are super important towards child academic success. So if you are aware that your kindergartner has this kind of difficulty, it might be a good idea to get him evaluated by occupational therapist. Professional help will boost kids' confidence and willingness to participate in school's activities. Also, OT specialists, they work with different sensory processing challenges that also can be an issue for dysregulated child. Comfortable clothes and shoes must have in kindergarten. Clothes that fit perfectly and do not distract child. Go for safest options like Velcro sneakers and, let's say, pants that won't accidentally fall off. Pants and underwear that can be easily handled while going to the restrooms. Those are small details that are very, very important. And my last tip for today, consider activities for calming and regulating nervous system. Horseback riding is known for its therapeutic effect. I also strongly recommend pediatric neuro-focused chiropractic care. More about this topic is in one of my last videos. To conclude, it is getting better. Self-regulation is a skill that takes time, patience, loving parents, and excellent teachers. One day at a time, and you will see results of your hard work. Your child will bloom and show all the hidden potential once ready. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new today. Thank you for watching and see you in my next videos. Bye bye.